All right, so as you know, we have a lifted smart car, and it's been really warm here in Michigan. And I decided I had a great idea. Bad idea, great idea, who knows? You be the judge. I figured, hey, it's warm outside. The car has no air because I deleted the AC pump just to give it a little bit more power now that it's lifted. But what about tube doors? I saw someone online made a set, but I haven't been able to find any yet online. And I had an extra set of convertible doors from the wrecked one we brought out of Romulus back in the winter, fall time last year. They've just been sitting in the shed. And I was looking at them, I said, I can make a set of tube doors out of those pretty easily. So I'm gonna show you today how to turn your stock Smart for 2 doors into tube doors that you can reverse back to stock if you feel like it when you're done playing. And they made these door panels removable. And when you take them off, you can see the whole inner structure of the door. So let's unlock this beast a second and I'll show you. So to remove this door, you have to take out, there's a plastic pin here, and there's a screw here and here for the door handle. You pull those screws out, and this whole door handle, you just grab onto it and slide it back, and it lifts out. There's a couple cables for the latch and the lock mechanism in there that you just disconnect off of everything inside the door. To remove the big outer plastic deal, got to come up here to the mirror. There is, we'll switch sides. There's a screw here, and there's one right down here. They're T15s. So you pull this screw out, and this cover right here will lift up. You just kind of pull up on it, or you can put a flathead screwdriver on here like I did. I kind of nicked it a little bit, as you can tell, but just pry it under there and pop that off. There are a couple screws, T15s and I think a T20 as well, that hold this mirror on. You pull all those out and the mirror comes off the door. Underneath the mirror, there will be a T20 or T25 screw here. Pull that screw out, and that's where the easy part happens. You actually just take this whole door panel and you push it forward. And there are a couple little tabs here in the door that there's metal they ride on. I'll kind of show you here. I've got one door inside already with the panel off. So your one screw for that front part under your mirror is right here, and you can see where one screw is here, another screw right there on the mirror. And these are the little guides that that door panel sits in. So you just kind of push it forward, and then you kind of pull out on it, and it pops it off the door. And you actually just take it, once you get it slipped forward, you just rock it down, and it lifts right off the car. Super, super simple. I really actually like that design. It's pretty nice. So this door is already gutted, or not gutted, but has the outside door panel off for us. And here are those cables I was talking about for the door lock and latch mechanism. And that door handle sits back into here, and you can screw it back in. And this door still has the lock mechanism on it. Unfortunately, with tube doors, what's really the use of a lock mechanism? Because you're still going to be able to get in the car. There is a T30 and a T30 right there that you take out, and the whole door glass slides right out. This was a convertible door, and the convertible has a square cornered window in the back, up on the top, and the coupes have a rounded top cornered window as well. They come out the same way. There is a screw right there that actually sits on this side there, and a screw right there that you pull out, and you can slide it up, turn it sideways, and pull it right out the top. So I put those aside in the shed for right now to keep them as spares. Our next step is going to be to pull the screw here and a screw here for this regulator, and for some oddball reason they're riveted there and there. I'm going to drill out those two rivets and just loosen, or take those two bolts out down here, and the whole regulator itself will come loose once we take the inside door panel off, which is a lot less daunting than you think. So let me pull these two screws out, drill these out, and I'm gonna throw this door up on a stand and show you what we're gonna do on the other side to remove the inner panel. All right, now we got the door up on a stand and flipped around so you can see what we're gonna be dealing with on the inside. We need to remove this panel here, that is where the handle is, and the window controls if you have one with power windows. We also have the door latch still on this door here. So, you want to take a flat bladed screwdriver or a door panel tool and pop this loose here. It might fight you a little bit, so just be a little careful, because like I said, I'm trying to reuse these parts so I can always put these doors back together and slip it out. It slides in and then, or it unsnaps and slides out. So this kind of goes back in there, and you can snap it back down if you want, but pop that off. There is one screw here. It is a T20. I think I screwed up and brought a T15, which I did. So hopefully I got a T20 in my drill here. Actually scratched out, that is a T25. So, pop that out of there. And that loosens the inside door panel up for us. I am gonna flip it back over a quick second to show you the inside with the rivets drilled out for that regulator. There is a screw, or 3 screws on the back side I forgot to loosen up for the door handle. Alrighty then, so door panel is flipped back over, and here is our wonderful, wonderful regulator. Like I said, drilled out that rivet there and that rivet there. Sometimes you can actually get some self-tapping screws and put them back in that way. So I'm trying to do this so it is reusable in the future if I need to use this inner structure for any purpose or anything like that. There is this vapor barrier inside that you can save as well. It's actually not that hard to save. There's your speaker. And I am trying to get here so I can get to the handle. But what I think I should do is actually pop the door panel, inner door panel, loose off of this. So I'm gonna set up the tripod real quick and try to show you guys what I'm doing. All right, bear with me. Kind of trying to remember how I did this. It was a few hours ago at home. So I gotta pop this pin out down here I showed you earlier in the door. So it actually holds itself to the inner metal structure. So got that pin out, throw it in the pile down there. So the door actually, this whole panel clicks on pretty easily. So kind of pick up on the door and push down. And you rock this plastic here. It sounds horrible, but it's all plastic pins that hold this in place. Kind of rock her loose a little bit there. And we got that loose. So we can now lift out our regulator and disconnect it. Once again, I'll use my trusty multi-tool. Push down on the pin and hopefully get the slide out. Otherwise, I'll just do it like this. Or not. There we go. There's our regulator. Kind of hard to find these, so I like to keep it for spare parts. All right, so we got the one screw up here that holds the door panel on the inside. I'm gonna try to get this vapor barrier out and not damage it. But I'm gonna wait till I get the rest of this door separated. There are 3 screws, T15s, which I've got my drill down here. Put the T15s ready to go. Kind of an awkward angle, so it's going to sound like I'm stripping them, but I'm not, trust me. All right, success. Got those loose. There are 3 screws. I will show you here in a second once I get this panel separated. Like I said, I'm going to try to save all this wiring and reroute the speakers up into my car. I'm going to figure out which wires they are and just make some new connections. I can put on a quick connect plug for both sides so I can have some radio as I'm driving. So I'm going to disconnect the door lock mechanism wire and lift up on this inner metal structure and slide the handle out of this door panel. Just slides in there pretty easily, and you can see we got the handle connected to the cable and got it through the vapor barrier. Set that on the ground over here. And pull plastic out of here. There is another little plastic cover that goes around the latch or the door hinges, and it's kind of a pain to get loose at first. But once you get them loose, it's not horrible. Sounds bad disconnecting them, but boom, whole inner structure off with the door latch connected, or door handle. Door panel, so we can save that for further projects. All the wiring is still there. And this, like I said, is 100% reversible, back to stock if you don't like going with tube doors. The hinges stay on there. The wiring is disconnected. I have yet to figure out if the latch mechanism or the door warning light are gonna go off. If it does, I'm gonna reconnect the wiring and I will let you know. I'll be driving it home tonight and we'll see what it does. But I'm going to put a bolt back in the door or the inner door structure here for these door handles, because they actually line up pretty nicely there. I'm just going to sink the screw back in there so I can open the door without having to reach through to the doohickeys here or the door handle itself. You are going to be wondering, hey, why did you leave this structure on where the front door channel slide is? That is because I want to be able to reuse the factory mirrors. The door tube doors I saw that someone made online had like a round style, like hot rod mirror screwed in. And I figured, hey, I got these mirrors and you guys probably have your mirrors on your car as well. The structure's there, so let's just put those back on. Right here, we've got the door stuff. This is the lock mechanism in the door down here. And this is the door handle for the latch. Also, they only go into one spot for the clips on these as well, so can't really mix it up. This is the passenger side, so don't want to use that one. Here's our driver side door handle thing with the two style cable holders for the handle. One goes here to the door lock, and the other one goes here to the door handle. So this big long one here is for the door, because you can cycle it in your door, figure out which one goes to where. So this is the door lock. So the door lock goes back into its home here. What you do is put the little eyelet back in there, twist it around, and clicks back into place. This one does the same thing. These are kind of a pain to fish back in when you're done. Trust me, I had to do it on the lifted car because I took the red door panels off and put blue ones on because, hey, why not? More work for myself. In my defense, I was left unattended. Since my fingers are so big, I'm kind of fighting this going back in, but it goes back in there pretty easily, normally. Just got that in there. And just, okay, we're gonna put that in a second. So that clicks in there. Knowing my luck, I probably broke this when I took it apart in the first place, not thinking, hey, I can reuse this. Okay, go in. Okay, there we go. Much better. So let's push it in so it's locked in, and this will drop back in your door and slide forward. Boom. All right, she's back in. So I'm gonna find 2 bolts to tighten this down. And this one will be ready to go back on the car. All right, now for the fun part. We are going to take the front clip off the car to get to the bolts for the doors and the electrical plug. So inside your door, there's a pin down here. Make sure you don't lose it because you're gonna want to reuse it. And for those of you that have a lifted Smart, your screw, the T25, down at the bottom of the fender down there will already be missing since you had to trim your fenders, most likely, to clear the larger tires, as I did on this. If I can get this bugger out, it was a real pain in my butt to get in there in the first place. Oh, that's right. Also, you gotta pop this antenna cover off. There's a pin there. So there's 2 push pins on each side you gotta take out. Make sure you don't lose them, put them on your carpet, or be like me and drop it somewhere under the car. You know, 'cause let's do everything the hard way. Come on. That's being a pain in my butt. Let's go to the other side. Should probably make sure the car is unlocked on this door. Okay. Whew, it's warm in here, stifling. I think it's like 92 degrees right now. So that's part of the reason it gave me the bad / good idea to take the doors off. My coworker's got a Jeep, so we were talking about this. Come on. Sorry. Hate these clips. They're really good clips though, not gonna lie. Alright, I'm gonna try to pry this out of here. Oh, there we go. Here's the wrong corner pieces anyway. These are ones off the Passion convertible. This is a pure. Not like it really matters. The parts are almost identical. It's just the trim levels. So I'll pop that one. Big long one out. That's on the ground now. Alright, now can I get this one off? Here we go. Yes. Yes. And, you know, I don't really care about the paint on this car because I'm going to repaint it. You guys will have to see what it looks like when we have it ready for the Rust Belt Ramble 2022 for Lemons. I will put a video up of us getting this car ready and our theme for the year. Hopefully you guys got a chance to see our videos last year. We are going to do a little bit of a different format for next year, or for this year's video as compared to last year's. I know we did a lot of music and kind of like just driving with last year, but this year I think we're going to kind of stop at the spots and tell you what we're doing. So you guys are in the loop and can kind of like ride along essentially. And hopefully one of these years we can see one of you on a Lemons rally. There we go. That one's out on the ground now too. Everybody gets really kind of freaked out on how, you know, take a front clip off their cars, and it's so simple. Okay, so I learned this way too long after owning a smart car. These little eyelets here for your hood to sit into. So you're gonna pull this T25 out there, drop it on the ground. That T25, drop it on the ground. That T25, not drop that one on the ground because it didn't hit the ground, it fell right there. And we got one here. And one here. Oh, lost the retainer. Fell on the ground over there. We'll pick that up in a second. Set these on the ground. I'm gonna grab my tripod and show you what I'm doing. Now your front clip should just lift off and forward. You gotta go around the doors. We'll have to disconnect the blinkers that are in each fender. Kind of lifts off. You should undo the antenna, which was a real pain to get on in the first place. Now it came off no problem. So the one wire on this fender there, set that down. And this wire over here. Whole front clip comes off. Okay, now if you're counting, there are 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Disconnect those and disconnect this power wire that goes into your door, and you can actually just lift the door off. So gonna quick cut to me doing that and just go fast through it. T45. And then tuck those wires back in there. Just held on with a little pin. Just gotta rock it off the stud here. And my door panel tool is missing. So we are going to try to be gentle and pop that off. Right now the cool part is this is pretty modular here. So kind of put your leg against the door, pull your door handle, release it, and boom, it's gone. Look, Mom, no doors. It's kind of like go-kart now. So I'm gonna grab that tube door a second, set it up on there. So yeah, it kind of gives you the look we're going with here. I'll probably paint the tubes and make them look a little nicer, and probably put a little bit of padding up here so I don't burn myself on the hot metal. So gonna put these bolts in, do the same to the other side a quick second, and we'll put the front clip back on. Alrighty, well, there you go. Got her all back together, put the front clip on the same way we took it off, put the wires back in for the blinkers, just set the whole deal on there, and got the 3 screws in the middle. And I actually put the top ones in the fenders, and I put the pins in that were in there on each side, put those mirror covers, or those little corner covers back on, got the antenna back on as well, and put all the other screws in. I'm actually quite happy with the way they turned out. Obviously just the tubular inner structure, and you know, closed pretty good. Tube doors on a smart car. This side didn't go as nicely. As you can tell, it doesn't line up. I think I know why. These are the door structures from the convertible that donated all these damaged body panels to this car. And it was hit really hard in this area, and I didn't think it hurt the door, but it did. So, as Doug would say, this is fine. All right, well, we made it into work. It was cold. The best part of the drive, other than the looks, was stopping at stoplights, so I could warm up. But all in all, tubular doors on a smart car do work. Hey, it still counts as the inner crash structure, right? It's still tubing, square tubing. So gonna do a little bit more modifications to this, maybe put some foam on the door bars so my legs don't rub on it and my arm doesn't get kind of cut up by this part there. It's a little sharp. So put some pool noodles or something on it and should be all good. Thanks for watching.